Well, welcome back, viewers. Quick catch up on what's been happening in the shed, and amongst one other important thing. Right now, look, I've got my KTM ready for registration, ready to go. I'm going to get some super motard wheels into this and hit the track at London and do a few laps out there. But what I really want to talk about now is history again. Let's go back to 1997. MAV, Motorcycling Australia, Victorian branch. You know, those splitters down there. Anyway, state championship. Broadford, Phillip Island, Winton. Was a well-run thing and had some great classes. It was successful, and all the classes were. And I'm just going to start talking about this in the context of where we are now. These machines here are period 7 post-classic eligible machines. We've got Andrew Willey on a Yamaha 125. Marty Outley, what a guy. Stratos, what a guy too. RS 250. Another legend there, Graham Morris, gone too soon. Me on the Super Mono. Mark Shafter and Steve Hutchinson on their sidecar. Chivos, look at that. Never really knew Chris McAteer. He did the 250 Proddy. That's Steve Martin on a Suzuki. And what another legend, Robbie Hermans on the Harley Twins Sports. Piece of history. Real people that did real things. And it brings me to the subject of period 7 and what classes are actually available now. And if I was to choose, for example, what would I ride? I would say something that I've got, something that's competitive, like a Husky Super Mono. I'm not going to say too much more about it because my MA membership's not up to date at the moment. I'm pending approval for rejoining, so I'm not going to say anything that's really political or will upset people, because I'm a bit upset and I'd like to talk about it. A little birdie came to me and whispered in my ear. I would like to get this thing back out. Some people won't know what that is. That's my brother's Husky 610 Super Mono. That's a good thing. Eligible, I believe, period 7. I'd like to bring it out, dust it off. In fact, it's not here anymore. The builder, Graham McMillan's got it. He's actually in a stage of doing a refurb on that. The plan is, though, just to put it back together, not turn it in to the red hot race bike it was, just have something that actually runs, and Tony can have it back in his garage. It's a beautiful thing, with all the right bodywork on it. It's a one-off. Graham McMillan built it. I'd be tempted to bring it out because you could spank a few people with that. The important thing about when we race those things, in 96 I did 15 national and state championship rounds in South Australia, Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland. I rode in New South Wales Formula 2 with this one bike. I rode in Sounder Singles in New South Wales. I rode in Super Mono in Victoria. I rode in Bears in South Australia, Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland. I rode with Stay, Singles, Twins and U, which included what it says on the can there. And I rode in the Thunder bikes in the MAV Championship, which came a little bit later. Those twins and triples that they had were kind of 95 onwards, the TRX 850s and stuff. But what this class and that particular machine exposed me to were not only other single cylinder bikes, But in the National Bears series, I was up against Phil Allen on his very, very nice 851 or 888 or whatever it was, 4-valve water cooled, and I would go hunting on that, and it was a good thing. Point of what I'm trying to say now is it was a wonderful class, and what grew up almost concurrently but a little bit behind were those other classes, the Thunder bikes, the Stay, the Bears, all that stuff. In Victoria, you would be riding against TRX 850s, triple cylinder Triumphs, even rotary Norton. You know, you got to bring it. It's great. Bears says it all. You know, that was a wonderful thing, and helped me out later on. But what my point is now, and what I'll try and really underline what I'm concerned about, is the future of what was potentially such a broad canvas of available bikes to ride in classes, and I'm talking now specifically in period 7, and this is as far as I'm going to go specifically with it, is with the super single and the super twin class. My understanding is there could be some issues with that on an ongoing basis. If there is, I've probably got something to say about that, and I'm not going to say that until I'm a member. I'm going to leave it at that now, and all I can say is anything that can make this class, or make those in the so-called halls of power, understand that there's such a very positive opportunity to develop another base of race bikes that can actually be ridden in other classes as well. So from a financial point of view, you don't only as a club get the entry, you're usually stinging the right to, you know, the pay to play guy for the extra entry. I had to pay it, we will pay it. Okay, win-win. I don't get how, my understanding is it's trying to be restricted, and that formula that I'm talking about, and I'm probably saying there should be less rules than there are. In fact, a lot less rules. Super twins, if you've got a triple, bring it. And it was around at the time. Those things were competitive with whatever's allowed. Free it up. I think it's racing, not ballroom dancing. I'm going to leave it there. That's my catch-up. I'll show you my ugly head. God. It's been a while. I'll start doing a few more videos soon. I've got to do a review. I've got to continue the review on the Damp Electro 12 string here. It's up to a 9 out of 10. And what I also want to do is I built this little thing here. It's a matchless amp. Anybody, if you've ever heard about a matchless amp, this is mine. It's a matchless Mark V, which is actually hypersonic, and it's got the thermionic valves in it. I built this little thing. Good fun. Love them. I'll do a video on that later. But the motorbikes, guys, that's my sport. I feel pretty strongly about preserving anything that I was ever involved in, which you might be able to see here. There's some important stuff, and I'm only just trying to give you some context about what I'm talking about, and won't go any further than that. I'd like you to think about it. I'd like you to share it. I'd like you to subscribe, and I'll do a follow-up when I know a little bit more about this. I'm going to do some dirt bike riding. Alright, thank you.